Hello folks, and welcome to a little bit of troubleshooting. This, I hope you can recognise it, those who've been following the channel. This is the Junkmeister, which I made about 2, maybe 3 months ago. In total, I think I've had 4 flights. A maiden, and then 3 more flights, and on the second occasion, the second day that I was flying it, I was having some trouble with the engine. It just wasn't running sweet. And I'd never really got the hang of the model. It didn't quite feel right, and I don't know why that was. It felt a little bit mushy. And then in the process of trying to tune the engine and fiddle about with the engine, one of the fellow modelers, Eric, you might know him from some of the videos that I've shown, very experienced modeler, pointed out that the elevator was fluttering. I was so wrapped up in the engine at the time, I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it. Well, to cut a long story short, a fellow modeler, Tom, who's got lots of experience with petrol engines, or gas engines as they call them across the pond, helped me out and traced the problem to the electronic pickup on that picks up the top dead centre for the ignition of the spark. That was a fairly inexpensive fix. It's now ready to reinstall, but before I did so, I thought I'm going to have a look at these control surfaces and see what's going on. And sure enough, that's just awful. I don't know how I didn't notice it. I think it's probably the excitement of getting nearer to flying the model. I'm lucky I got away with it, I think. But I can't really work out what's going on. If I grip the control horn or the control tube right at the end, it's solid. If I grip it at this end, I've still got the flop. I've put my hand as far as I can into the fuselage, and well, let's show you. These are the push rods that I'm using. Hope you can see them there. Wait a moment, let's get it in focus. There you go. So it's a blue outer tube, a yellow plastic tube, into which are threaded the metal rods that the clevises are attached to. I don't seem to be able to feel anything there. As far as I can put my hand in here, I can't feel any flex, excessive flex on these. I whittle that about and nothing seems to happen. So there's nothing to do but to get it sorted, and that's going to involve cutting this off. It's a shame, but I can cut it off, replace it with some solar film on the lower side, refuel proof it. It's getting grimy already, so that's not going to be a big deal. And let's see what's going on. I'm really tempted to replace these tubes with traditional dowel push rods. But let's get this off and see what's going on. Just to clarify what I've just said there, if I grip this solid so that there's no movement at all on the servo arm, I can still waggle this about. You can't see it, but I'm certain you can hear it. So it's coming out. I think I was extremely lucky to get away with flying this with some control surfaces as floppy as that. So let's get it sorted and do it right before I put the engine back in. Perhaps it's just as well that I didn't record this part of the process. Otherwise, I think some of you may have been learning some new Anglo-Saxon words that are a little bit tasty. But never mind, the tubes are out. I'm going to go with push rods made with the dowel and wire, and then we'll see how they fare compared to before. When I had another look, I tried each holding and pinching, and I even re-glued additional supports onto the tubing that was running through, to see what difference it made, and I still wasn't satisfied with it. So we'll go with the push rods and see how that fares. Hopefully a little better. It's a job that I'll be doing tomorrow, though. It's not a job for tonight. A glass of wine is beckoning. Bye for now. Let's see what the next part of the adventure holds. Here we have it then. The next day, job done. Old school push rods installed. I suppose I'm that sort of modeller, but notice the difference. Solid. No slop. I'm much happier with that. So, worth the while. I've put a lot of effort into the model, and it would be a shame to lose it for the lack of attention to this. And thanks again to Eric for pointing out the elevator flutter when we were playing around with the engine. A little bit repairing to do. I'll cover this in Solartex, I think, and paint it up. Happy with that. Next stage, to get the engine reinstalled. If you've enjoyed that, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.